This is Motivate Insight from OJ, the podcast that pushes you to be your best self and shows you insight from the scriptures. Enjoy. Every time you show your inadequacies before God, God displays His supremacy. Because it is dry does not mean it can't rise again. We've all been at a point in our lives where things seem so dry, where nothing seems to work. Everything from career to ministry to relationship just looks absolutely dry. Dryness in your life and my life can spell so many things. Dryness can mean pain. It can mean shame. It can mean sorrow. It can mean disappointment. It can mean failure and even mean sickness. But I've come to tell you, because it is dry does not mean it can't rise again. Ezekiel 37 and verse 2 tells us the story of Ezekiel and how he stood before the valley of dry bones. His imaginations began to come into play, and when he answered God, after God asked him, "Son of man, shall these bones live again?" he said, "God, only thou knowest." Because in his mind's eyes, the bones were very dry. He saw these skeletal structures without identity and said to himself, "Can these bones come back alive?" I have come to tell you this day that God has a plan for you, and every dryness is soon to be covered. But for that dryness to be covered, you've got to do the following. Number 1, identify your inadequacies. Notice how in verse 3, Ezekiel 37, Ezekiel solely depended on God's ability, wherein he said, "O Lord God, only thou knowest." Also in Psalm 34 and verse 5, the scriptures writing tells us how they looked unto him and their faces were radiant and were not ashamed. Every time you show your inadequacies before God, God displays His supremacy. Number 2, Ezekiel did as God commanded. Because Ezekiel did all God commanded, an army rose up from the valley of not only the dead, but the dried. A man simply obeyed God. You've got to know this. To every dryness, there is an instruction. Look very closely. That dryness in your life has an instruction to it. An instruction that will make an army out of a skeletal structure. An instruction that will pull you out of dryness in any sphere, in any capacity, only when you listen and you obey the instructions of God. Are you listening to the sound of my voice and you know that the dryness you are currently experiencing is as a result of your separation from Him? I implore you this day, draw nigh to Him, and that dryness has been covered. Until next time, God bless you.